Hey, this is Fish on a Heater with Tournament Takeaway, a series where we take a look at some Pokemon Go PvP competitive battles and take a look at some of the decision making that happened in the moment to see what we can learn from it and take into future battles. This is round 2 of a practice Marsh Cup that I did on the Arena Australis Discord server. Let's take a look at the battles. This is the first time that I'll have watched it since it happened, so I'll be looking at it with pretty much fresh eyes. Here we go. Speed that up. Alright, fantastic lead. So, obviously, you want to get that, it's one of the biggest things about Marsh Cup is that you want to get that Marowak in against the, against that Ferrothorn, which is the only, I was going to say the only Mudboy counter on his team, but that's not entirely true. He's also got the Pelipper, which does beat the Mudboys. It resists the Hydro Cannon. It even beats Quagsire with that super effective Stone Edge, but it does only take 2 Stone Edges to take out the Pelipper. So in a lower shield situation, the Quagsire can win that one. So once Maka switches into the Sableye here, which is a fantastic safe swap for this cup, There is no two ways about it. I've got to take that Marowak out and bring in one of my 2 Mudboys here. I covered this in the last video I did where I was using the double Mudboy strat, which the idea is if you lose the lead, you switch into one of your Mudboys, draw out their Ferrothorn, and then once the Ferrothorn's locked in and has taken out the Mudboy, I can then farm it down with the Marowak. But yeah, since the Ferrothorn was the lead, didn't have to worry about that. They switched out first. Now, let's just check out what the matchup is like here. Swampert versus Sableye. Was I running Earthquake or Sludge Wave? I was running Earthquake. So in the 2 shields, that Shadow Claw catches up with you. 6 damage per Shadow Claw, and also, because it's a safe switch situation, let's give it 2 Shadow Claws of a lead. Now, that is not enough to flip the 1 shield here, but it's doing very well if Swampert doesn't use a shield, or if Sableye wants to use 2 shields. Any other situation, Swampert's got it. In fact, that 1 versus 1, that seems pretty IV dependent to me. That's a very close number. So Swampert's surviving with only 4 HP left, but it is landing an Earthquake there. So if, okay, so an Earthquake does 79% damage, Hydro Cannon does 53, so 2 Hydro Cannons will take it out, 1 Earthquake will do about 80% damage. So if you're in a position where the next charge move is going to knock you out, then you want to go straight for that Earthquake. If you've got time, or if you want to spend more shields, then you can try and go the double Hydro Cannon strat. Cool, let's keep going. So what did I do here? Shielded the first one. Built up an extra bit of energy for whatever reason. Alright, so we're 1 each, and you can see that Shadow Claw piling up. And there Maka leaves it. So that's where I shield. And I want to get that Mudshot damage. Oh no, I just take it out, which is fine. So I need to win this. This is vital for me because they've got the Ferrothorn in the back. I need to make sure that I match up the right Pokemon against that Ferrothorn. If Swampert faints before the Sableye, I have to make a choice of which Pokemon to bring in to faint the rest of the Sableye. If I bring in the Quagsire, that Ferrothorn's going to come straight in, and I'm in a lot of trouble. If I use the Marowak to do it, then whatever he's got in the back will probably come out. So it could be a Marowak maybe, but could be the Muk, could be the Galvantula, could be the Pelipper, whatever. The point is, it's probably not going to be something that my Marowak wants to see, with the exception of the Galvantula, I guess. So I need to win this matchup, and I just fail. So that's pretty much game, I feel like. Let's see, because like I said, I have not seen this yet. So what's the Pelipper? Could that have made a difference if I brought in the Quagsire? I don't think so. He brings out the Ferrothorn. That's gonna, build four Bullet Seeds and then throw that Power Whip. It's gonna faint me in one shot. I could try and catch the Power Whip with the Marowak. That's a potential option. Let's see if I can try and recreate that in PvPoke. Now I think I'd fired one Fire Spin. Don't type Fire Spin in the Pokemon box. We wanted Marowak. I think I'd used one Fire Spin already. And yeah, we want Ferrothorn with 1, 2, 3, 4 Bullet Seeds. Except, so I'm not going to shield it. This isn't working. Okay, let's change that to Power... No, let's change this one to Power Whip. And that brings it down to 96 HP and still 10 energy? No, it would have built up to 20 by then. Like after the next action I take, it'll add the energy on. So now we continue battling with the Pelipper will come in and we'll have 96 HP with 20 energy. So 20, 96 against a full health Pelipper. And I hadn't used any shields at that point, had I? No, we were both on 0 shields, that's right. No shields apiece. Take out sandbox mode. Alright, what have we got here? The Pelipper pretty comfortably wins. 16 turns of difference can flip the scenario. So Shadowbone takes out 53 HP, which is almost half. It is running Shadowbone. Weather Ball does 61 damage. Cool, so then the Pelipper comes back out with 32 HP Then Quagsire comes out. Where's that button? Continue battling. Quagsire, who's got how much energy at this stage? So the Ferrothorn fired. Okay, it would have fired one mud shot at the Sableye. It would have fired mud shots continually while the Ferrothorn was firing 4 bullet seeds. So 4 bullet seeds is 12 turns. Yeah. Which is 6 more mud shots, so 7 mud shots total. So that Quagsire has a 7 mud shot energy lead, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I've got to work out how much damage bullet seeds do. Alright, let's just remember 32 and 28. Bullet seeds do 10 damage, jeez. $32 and 28, and so 125 HP. Alright, let's see if that all checks out. Okay, interesting. So Quagsire fires the Stone Edge straight away to KO the Pelipper, because the Stone Edge does 278% of its remaining HP. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, but, do we want to fire that straight away? How much energy is it to a weather ball? It's 35. How much does Wing Attack is 7 energy? It is. Do we win CMP? We don't. So we have to fire that Stone Edge straight away to be able to get it through. So then, do we have any hope of getting to an Earthquake before the Ferrothorn gets to a Power Whip? No, by the look of it. We get to a Stone Edge at the same time as the Ferrothorn fires the Power Whip, but that is obviously not good enough. So, that is our very long-winded way of proving, mathematically, that there is no win condition for me. Oh, look at that! I did catch a charge move. That's my phone. Oh, poor Quagsire. It was one mud shot away. Just while that's going, one thing I would like to check is how Swampert does against Sableye when it's only got a 1 Shadow Claw lead. Sableye. We had Earthquake. In case I'm real quick with that switch in, it looks like it's pretty much the same. We've still got that IV dependent 1-1 situation, but as a switch in, we'd be using the 2-2 shields, and Sableye is still winning that. So yeah, if you're in a situation where you need to win that switch in scenario, Sableye versus Swampert, not the right Pokemon to bring in. Let's look at battle number 2. So we're down 1-0. And again, much better matchup here. Fantastic lead for me. I mean, we've won the lead once already. That obviously doesn't mean we are in the best position. Basically, this team that I've picked here is pretty weak to Pelipper, so I had to bring Ferrothorn in to deal with that Pelipper, because it was the only like hard counter that I had, and hard counter is probably even a strong word. It's it definitely has lose conditions, but I'm happy here because I have the matchup that I want. I go for the Power Whip, trying to get that shield, and I get it. And now that Pelipper has so much energy. How much energy did that Pelipper have? Let's go back and slow it down. In fact, we'll slow it down a little more as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and how much energy is it to a wing attack again? It is, yeah, that's what I thought. 7 energy, so 7 8's 56. It's got 56 energy right now. It's got easily enough for the weather ball. Fairly close to 2. It is 2 wing attacks away from a hurricane. Nine, 10, and then gets out of there. So at the moment, that thing's got 70 energy, so it's built up to a hurricane. Out comes the Marowak, and I'm super quick into that Quagsire. Super quick? Eh. I was quick. So, Stone Edge from Quagsire. Does 59.8, about 60% damage to a Marowak. I thought it was a little more, to be perfectly frank. So 60% versus 85%. Mud Shots are doing 3 damage per move. So if we only had Stone Edge, we'd need to... The Mud Shots would not be enough to KO. We'd have to fire 2 Stone Edges. Unless... What's its HP? Okay, so... If we thought we could fire... If we were in a position where we thought we could fire another 4 Mud Shots, then we'd be able to do that. Now, of course, that is IV dependent. This is the rank... I've got my PV Poke Sims preset to the rank 1 of whatever we type in. So, there's a decent chance, especially since it's Marowak, which is typically only available in raids. There's a decent chance that the Marowak you're facing is not a rank 1, which means they'll have less HP, probably. And the Mud Shots might actually be able to feint it down before needing to fire another Stone Edge. So that one you got to play by ear. See where that HP bar is going. Because yeah, it's you might be able to just farm down and then have a Stone Edge ready for the next one, or maybe even an Earthquake too. Now Do I know what moves this thing had available? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's enough for a Shadow Ball. And then fires the Bone Club. So that is 25 energy remaining. 35. 45, 55, and then fires the move. So I had to shield there. And there was the Shadow Ball. Now I can farm down. And we're at one shield apiece. So that's alright for me. I can throw the Earthquake. And at this point, oh no, I switch out. That is really interesting. So let that go. And we established that Pelipper had 70 energy prepared. So had that second Weather Ball already up. Shadow Burn doing a decent amount there, but not enough. Now, I surely had to bring in Quagsire there. This is Weather Ball because it doesn't have enough energy for the Hurricane anymore. So I've built up 2 Grass Knocks worth. Am I going to survive this? I do, it's just Power Web. So they threw their energy a little early. They probably could have gotten to a Thunder. To be fair, I was sure I'd won this set, but clearly not. So I lose Battle 2, and the problem was switching out. If I just let the Quagsire go down, I can bring my Marowak in here. I know what they've got in the back. It's the Pelipper. This is why it's good to review your videos, because looking back at this, I'm thinking, what were you doing? Like, you absolutely gave it up. If that Quagsire goes down, I bring in Marowak, they switch out to Pelipper, I bring in Ferrothorn. Done. Once the... they've got no shields left as well, so I can just one single Thunder, away you go. I had a shield as well, so I could have shielded the Hurricane that was coming. Really, like, it was a simple matter, and I blew it. And then once that Pelipper goes down, I've got the Marowak that can finish off the Ferrothorn. So that was battle number 2. Let's check out battle number 3. Let's see if we do any better. Let's see if we redeem ourselves at all. 3, 4, 5. So goes straight to the Weather Ball. I think Wing Attack's a pretty hard animation to count. It's a very... I don't know, it's a... Yeah, the animation is hard to follow with your eyes, I think. So they switch out into the Power Whip. Now they've done... They've made the same mistake that I made in the last battle, which was switching in unnecessarily to their hard counter without realizing that, oh, they've got a hard counter for what I just brought in. Forgetting that bit. So this is, if you're doing Marsh Cup battles, at the moment what I'm seeing is just a huge constricting of the meta into kind of the 3 Pokemon of Ferrothorn, Marowak, and Mudboy, which all kind of hard counter each other. So the Marowak will hard counter the Ferrothorn hard counters the Mudboy, and the Mudboy hard counters Marowak. For the Ferrothorn and the Mud Boys. If they get hard countered, there's really not much they can do about it. Quagsire and Swampert can land Earthquakes, which will take out a fair chunk of HP from Ferrothorn, and maybe if it's got shields, it might be able to survive long enough to Mud Shot down or hit it with another Hydro Cannon or Stone Edge to finish it off, whatever. The Whiscash can throw a Blizzard and then Mud Shot down if it's got an energy lead or shields or whatever. So it can flip. It's very rare. Same with the Marowak Ferrothorn matchup, where if the Marowak gets hit by enough Thunders, it can eventually faint. The same is not true of the Mudboy Marowak matchup. Yes, it's a hard counter, but it becomes a very different story when Marowak has an energy lead. So my personal preference is to... Well, my way of looking at it is, yes, this is a very rock, paper, scissors situation, but I think it's going to be the person who gets the Marowak locked in against the Ferrothorn, that particular matchup, that will go a very long way to determining a winner, because that situation allows you to just build up a ton of energy, which you can use against whatever comes in next. And there's not much that can properly hard counter the Marowak, like to the point where it doesn't care if it's hit by 2 Shadow Bones in a row. See, and we get the defense debuff as well, so this next Shadow Bone coming in is going to do even more damage. We get the double shield and the switch out, and that just leaves Marowak open to be just walloped by that Earthquake. Out comes Pelipper, and I've got a bunch of residual energy. This Stone Edge coming in hot. Bit of lag there. I even had just the Bone Club ready, and the Bone Club was able to take out the rest of it. So, yeah, that's switching in the Ferrothorn was a massive, massive killer for Maka in that final battle. Luckily for him, still got the first 2 battles, so we came out of that 0-2, but that's okay. Learning experience. If you like these videos, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Definitely comment, because I haven't studied the algorithms, but I think that comments are a big part of it. Because the more kind of traction we get from these videos, the more motivation I have to keep making them. I will see you guys next time.